and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Vechain's price action to take a look at what's been going on most recently, what we think is likely to happen next, and all that wonderful stuff. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out, guys. Linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. Now, in this video, I am going to be using Elliott wave theory. It is a reasonably complex theory that takes a reasonable amount of time to actually fully understand, which is why I've put together a 21-part video course that is available on the cheekyschool.com, linked in the description down below. If you're looking for more information about Elliott wave theory, check it out. Linked, as I said, in the description below, and help you understand these videos in a little bit more detail. We are also running a 50% off at the moment, so you can check that out if it is of interest to you. Okay, let's get into this. Vechain paired up with USDT on the hourly chart, and Binance is the data source. Now, following on from the previous kind of I guess videos and kind of explanations I've been giving in the AMAs that we do for our Patreon members, we're kind of scoping out this area here. And this is basically between 1.844 cent and 1.877 cent. As you can kind of see, the price is gravitated right towards it, and it has kind of just stayed kind of in there at the moment. And, you know, I still think we have to go up higher here. And let me kind of walk you through why I think this. So all of this entire structure here, I think, is a diagonal ending structure. Okay, we have overlap, okay, which would not be allowed on a regular 5-wave impulsive structure, which you would normally expect to see inside a wave 5. So normally you'd kind of see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're kind of done, right? And you kind of see a 5-wave structure. And with an ending diagonal, you have an overlapping structure between wave 1 and wave 4. Okay, and this would normally be an invalidational rule that you're just not allowed to do during an impulsive run. But you can only find these diagonals in wave 1s or wave 5s. And considering we're a wave 5, it would make sense that this is an ending diagonal structure. So for that, we'd have a wave 1 here, a wave 2 here, a 3, 4, and then we've got to go up into 5. Okay, so I think there's a little bit more of a push to the upside here to kind of complete out our structure for Vechain's 5th wave movement. And what we want to do is we want to ascertain, you know, how high that's likely to go. Now, there's two real options here. One, you kind of get I guess you kind of end up with another diagonal inside wave 5. That's option 1. Option 2 ends kind of where you expect it to, within the 1.236 to 1.618, and alternatively get an overextension as well. So there's kind of like a couple of different options. Now, it really does depend on that internal structure and what that looks like. But for now, we're going to highlight the area that we think things are likely to go to. Okay, it's going to be in this little sweet spot right in here. At 1.910 and 1.944. I'll go ahead and remove the fib. So as it stands at the moment, this little area would be where we'd be gravitating towards. I'll remove this one for now. Okay, so right now that's kind of where we would look at. Now, essentially, there's a couple of things that are really worth interest or worth noting and are of interest is this one here at 1.964. This is a 5-wave drop that we had to the downside. We scoped this out previously. We can kind of see it right down here. We enter into our typical 1.236 retracement level of our 5-wave move, and then we got this kind of reversal to the market to the upside. Now, just like Bitcoin, one of the obvious things that is on here is going to be a potential cup and handle. Again, this might be a little bit off in terms of how it might look, but here would be your handle. So here would be your cup, and we'd obviously have to have a handle at a later stage. And again, it might just look a little bit different, a little bit off, depending on how it kind of actually finishes. And this might actually end up with a bit of a break upwards afterwards. Now, I don't think this is likely to happen. And the reason that I don't think this is likely to happen stems from the fact that we have this 5-wave move here. Okay, now this could just be a 3-3 kind of 5, yeah, 3-3-5 corrective structure taking us down into this low point. And that's possible. Alternatively, it could be a zigzag pattern taking us down further. So we want to be open to these ideas, okay? So if we kind of think about this A, B, and C structure, forgetting the cup and handle, and the reason that I don't think it's going to play out is that 5-wave structure over there, then we'll be looking at coming down into new lower lows in this bear market for Vechain, right? And we'll be talking about coming down reasonably low, depending on how high we go. If we cross higher than 1.964, then it is invalidated, and this is a different structure altogether. Does not mean, okay, and I want to stress this, it does not mean that you can't come down lower again. It just means that the structure that I've mapped out is not the one that we're following. Okay, it means I made a mistake. It does not mean that there's we're bullish price action, we're going to the moon anymore, or we're going to the moon now. It just means that I made a mistake in the wave counts here. It does not take into consideration the fact that we're now going, shooting to the moon, we're in a bull market. We should really be taking stock of the bigger global economic climate. I'm confident we are going down. Whether that happens now or, happens 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month from now, okay, we will end up with something that's going to drag this market down. I think it could be this structure here, and this is what I've got it mapped out. If we do cross 1.964, then this is not the correct structure, and I got this structure wrong, okay? So I'm going to clear that up right now, because I still think we're going to be coming down much cheaper than we actually have been so far when it comes to the price action of Vechain. Okay, we're not ready for a bull market yet. There's just too much credit card debt. There's too much depletion of savings. We haven't seen the Fed pivot. We haven't seen anything yet that would indicate to us that we are ready for a recovery in any of these markets. So, you can have these bear market rallies, and we can see that the DXY is going down, and whilst the DXY goes down, other assets go upwards, right? So all we've seen here is Vechain climb up as the DXY goes down, i.e. the dollar value has dropped, and therefore you need more dollars to buy Vechain, right? So understand what actually is driving this to the upside has absolutely nothing to do with an increase in demand, which would be a signal of a bull market. Okay, so regardless of whether I've got this structure correct or not, I still think we have further to go down. Now, as we kind of move on, we can take a look at liquidity. We can see that we will find some pretty decent liquidity right inside this area here. There's a lot right on top of this 1.964. This is because it's a swing high. That's usually how these things work. And you can see that liquidity there. On the downside, you can see there's a lot of liquidity right down into this previous low. If I pull this over, you can see it right there. Again, all located on that swing low area. There's a reasonable amount of liquidity up here, which means there's a lot of people shorting the market. And so that could be up for grabs, but I don't think that's something that we're going to see for a very, very long time. And to be honest with you, most of those will probably end up getting closed off as price goes back down again. So just kind of keep those things in mind overall. Now, and the other thing that's kind of worth talking about here when it comes to Vechain is probably going to be the larger picture. And we can kind of take stock that actually we still have this incredibly wide area for accumulation. Now, this wide area of accumulation is basically between 0.00752 and 1.862. Okay, so we are still just kind of peaking above this area right now, but you can kind of see that we've been dancing around the accumulation. So all of these prices seem really, really reasonable, but we can't kind of say that we're done and dusted with all of these structures just yet. So kind of keep those things in mind overall. We are still below the 200 EMA on the daily chart. We are, of course, overbought on the daily chart. Now, if I bring up our stochastic here, you can see that we're high on the daily. If we come down to the 20, we're overbought on the 20, overbought on the 16-hour, overbought on the 12-hour. The 8-hour is just coming down from overbought, so there's still progression to be had there. Likewise, on the 4-hour and the hourly, we kind of can see that where we are. So essentially, it does look like we have to have a little push upwards. That would take us to overbought on the 1-hour, the 4-hour, the 8-hour, and then we're completely lined up for a massive potential reversal in the market. So whether or not that is completing this structure out or not, but it does look like 335 with a ending diagonal structure at the moment. And as I said, aiming for somewhere between 1.910 and 1.944 approximately, and that should keep us below the 1.964 invalidation level and allow us to come on down into the previous low areas as well. I'm going to leave this video right there. If you're looking for more, as I said, check out Cheeky School, join us down in Discord. And if you found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Stay up to date with all the videos that we do here by tapping the bell and selecting all the notifications. Until the next one, guys, have a fantastic day.